welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Zola'a Feasts. Yes, as you can tell, I am sitting down, so this is going to be another sit down chat with me. So yes, for all of you returning subscribers, hi, welcome back. Thank you for coming. For all you newbies or those who are watching this and aren't subscribed, first of all, why? Do the right thing, hit the subscribe button, and if you like what you see, make sure that you hit the like button and comment and let me know what you think. We love feedback here. Right, now that we've got the intros out of the way, let me talk a bit about today's topic. As you've seen from the title of this video, it's all about offering advice to food influencers or people who want to become food influencers, who want to be noticed by brands. And actually, this is a two-part video. So first, I'm going to sort of start at the basics, and then I'm going to delve into how to actually get noticed by brands. Okay, obviously, having been in the food industry for a really long time myself, I'm going to be speaking from personal experience, but also because I wanted to give you a well-rounded set of advice or rules or knowledge nuggets, I contacted a lot of food brand managers from big brands that I've worked with in the past, who I have great relationships with, who have actually given me their input on this particular topic. So you're not only getting advice from me, but you're getting advice from actual brand marketing teams. Okay, so now that we've established that, for those of you who are watching who don't know who I am and why on earth I would ever even talk about this this topic, I am, yes, a qualified chef, but I'm also a food stylist, and yeah, I guess a lot of people would refer to me as a food influencer. Across my social media platforms, I have over 250,000 followers the last time I checked. So I guess you could say that I do have influence in the food scene in that respect. And then also what I wanted to say is this channel of mine, when I started the channel, I wanted not only to share, of course, delicious recipes, I also wanted to sort of answer the questions that a lot of people ask me on the daily, on my social media platforms, and a lot of people ask for help. So I thought, you know what, we can feast on food, because Zola's Feast is of course about food and recipes, but we can also feast on knowledge. So Zola's Feast is about a full rounded feasting on all things related to food, and that includes information. Right, before we kick things off, I think I need a bit of a drink for this chat, so I am going to make a little cocktail. So make this drink along with me or grab your own drink. Today I am going to be quenching with a delicious sangria. Yum! Right, let's make the cocktail. Add assorted fruit to a jar or a jug. I'm using apples, oranges, and some raspberries, but use your favorite fruit. Then you want to add a sprinkle of sugar just to sweeten things up a little bit. Then add a shot or two of brandy. Give everything a good mix to dissolve the sugar, and also mash the fruit lightly just to distribute the flavor. Then top up with some red wine. You can use your favorite red wine. Give it a stir to mix everything up. Then top with ice and it's ready. Cheers. Yummy. Okay, now that we've got our drinks ready, let's get into it. But first, let's start by actually defining what an influencer is, because I think that the word has gotten a lot of hate in recent times. So I'm going to read you the explanation or the definition of what an influencer is. Okay. Influencers are individuals who exercise influence over potential customers of a certain product or genre. They shape the customer's purchasing decision and are seen as trendsetters in certain spaces. Influence is essentially loose interactions between parties in a community, often with the aim of encouraging purchasing or certain behavior. Okay, so now that we understand what an influencer is, we understand that it is somebody, and everybody can be an influencer, absolutely, but I'm talking to those people who want to actually generate income from the content that they're creating for online, okay? So, to obviously delve deeper and actually make you understand what the food brand and marketing people are actually looking out for when they look for your content online, or when they see your content, and how you can improve your content so that you are actually speaking to these people who make these decisions to give you money for your content. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be an influencer, what you're wanting to do is actually make an income from the food content that you're creating. Right, let's get into it. And like I said before, these pieces of advice are actually from real huge, actually some of these brands. Okay, so I should say I am not going to tell you their specific brands, just to respect their privacy. And also they did this for me as a favor, because we've had sort of long-standing relationships and we've worked together before in some capacity. So they did this for me as a favor. So I'm not going to name the brands, and also it's not necessary to name the brands, because this advice applies through, across, food content, brands, etc. Okay, so the very first topic. Oh, I'm looking down, by the way, because I've got notes, because obviously if people like quoted or said stuff, I'm gonna need to read it right. Okay, you understand. Oh, it's so good. Okay, right. Topic number 1. You have to, in order to be a successful food influencer, have an actual interest or passion for food. I know it sounds very obvious, but you'll notice that, food and being a chef and being a notable cook has become trendy over time. So there are a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon, which is fine, do you? But in order for you to become an actual influencer around a topic, it has to be something that you have genuine interest in, okay? So that's what this number 1 pointer is about. Let me read what one of the marketing people said. If you want to become a food influencer, then the majority of your page should be dedicated to food content. It's always better to create a personal page on the side for non-related food content. Okay, so that's a really great point. And nobody's saying that you can't have a page like, well, let me use my page for example. My page is 90% food, because that's what I'm interested in. That's what people know me for. Absolutely, I do have a picture of myself every now and then, of my family every now and then, my friends every now and then. But the majority of my content is centered around food. And that's what people want to see. That's what brands want to see on your page. And I like what they said here about maybe considering having a non-food related page somewhere else, which is dedicated to something else, if you're going to be serious about becoming a food influencer. And then for me, just to add on to that, I think that, oh, excuse me. The problem with drinking things while you're chatting, excuse me. To add on to that, I think that, very early on, when you decide that you want to be in the food influencer space, you have to actually start thinking of your page as a brand. Do you understand? You need to think of it as, would you want to take this page and actually use it as a portfolio to sell your work? Would it be sufficient to do so? And if the answer is yes to that, then absolutely you're on the right track. Whether it does have some family pictures in there or not is the majority of the content that you're wanting to portray. You need to have a passion for food and for it to show on your content. Being able to relate to a certain target market and to just be authentic. Oh, very important. And also reiterates the first point, is that yes, people can see if you are talking about something that you love. It exudes in your communication, in your captions. It exudes in your Insta stories when you talk about certain things. When you're passionate about something, people pick up on it and will most likely want to learn about what you're doing. People will see that you love what you're doing and in turn grow to love what you're doing. Okay, point number 2 is all about authenticity. Oh, it's a big word. It's a real word. It's so necessary in every avenue of your life, and especially if you want to be in the influencer space when it comes to food or anything actually. If you don't know where to start creating content around your favorite dishes. You not only have to build authentic relationships with the audience that you engage with, but you have to remain authentic in the content that you create. Audiences offer their support once they feel they can trust what you offer. However, should you veer off in an inauthentic manner, your audience will be able to pick it up, and this will hinder your progress and result in a loss of support from your audience. Often we think that consumers or people, your followers, are stupid, and they absolutely are not. These people are choosing to come and engage with your content. So don't take them for a fool. Don't try to pull the wool over their eyes, because they will see it really quick, really quick. I think authenticity is a really important thing, and that's something that you actually can't fake. And this isn't to say that you can't change your mind about what you want to do and what you want to portray and what you want to cook and the style, etc. Absolutely, we're ever evolving and human beings change. But like I said before, don't take your audience for fools. They know when you're just hopping on a trend. They know when all of a sudden you become this different person because it seems like what everyone else is doing. So do you understand? So I think that being authentic is actually much easier to maintain than it is to play a persona. Me, for example, when I was on live TV every morning for 7 years, right? I was cooking on live television for 7 years. I was always so surprised when people would meet me outside the show and they'll be like, "Oh, but you're exactly like you are on the show." And I'm always like, but that's who I am. And I think that people are so used to spotting people playing a persona or acting a certain way to get a certain result that they're shocked when they see somebody who's actually just being themselves. And actually, your authenticity is your biggest asset. There is nobody who can be you the way that you can be you. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a sip after that, because that was gold. So just be yourself. And as weird as it is, as quirky as it is, that's fine. The niche or the little group of people that actually enjoy your strangeness, that resonate with your strangeness, those are the people that you want to talk to. You want to actually have a community and build a community around you that actually understands and appreciates who you are, so that you can be fully authentic and you don't have to hide any parts of yourself. So authenticity is a really, really important aspect to consider. Quality of content. Oh, it's a big one. Each social platform consists of millions of content ideas that are being consumed. True story. However, what stops the audience in their tracks is captivating content that stops them scrolling further. Think and invest in ways your content will stand out from the rest. Absolutely. And that actually ties into the authenticity. Authenticity point that we just spoke about. Now, everybody has their own aesthetic style, and everybody has their own form of expression when it comes to sort of food, etc. But the most important thing across the board is making sure your food looks delicious, first and foremost. So yes, it helps if you have a photography background, it helps if you have a food styling background, but there are just basic rules to just making sure that your food looks delicious. We all know what a delicious plate of food looks like. So aim to create something that people are going to be like, "Oh my goodness, that looks delicious," right? So actually, obviously, food styling, photography, lighting, all of that stuff has to do with it. And that's a topic for another day. So if you want me to give you tips on food styling, photography, lighting, positioning, all of that stuff, comment down below and let me know, and I will put together a video and I'll get advice from other food stylists, photographers, etc. And yeah, I'll share that with you. But let me know, comment down below and let me know if you want that. So the quality of content, to go back to this point, is extremely important, because as this marketing manager said, there's millions of pieces of content out there. Millions. You're just a drop in the ocean. So what you put out there, first of all, you've got to be proud of. You've got to be proud of it, and you've got to stand by it and be like, "Wow, this is some good stuff. I really enjoy this plate of food, which is why I'm sharing it." So make sure that what you're posting, once again, think of yourself as a brand. Think, is this picture what I'm trying to portray to the brands who are going to align with me or collaborate with me? So yeah, the quality is very, very, very important. If you've been doing this thing for a while and you think that your old stuff was really, really terrible, it's actually also nice to see the growth. So don't necessarily delete it, because it's nice for people to see that you have evolved and you've grown. But as long as you're learning and as long as you're improving, that old stuff is just, it's like a look where I was, look where I am now. And the only way to get really good at the quality of content is to just keep making content, is to keep producing content, because that's really, really important. Quality of content is definitely important because it'll get you noticed by brands. So next one is consistency. Consistency is so important, because before I read their thing, let me just tell you, the social media algorithms are always forever working against us. So we don't necessarily understand them. They're constantly changing. So the only way that you can determine something is working is to do it often and in a similar way, right? Because then you can forecast or you can see the data around what you're doing. So consistency is really, really important. And also staying consistent on your social media platforms means that the social media peoples are going to deem your content relevant, right? Because you're posting constantly and people are engaging consistently and constantly. That means that you're actually producing content that's interesting to people, so they'll start showing it to more people with similar interests. So consistency is really, really important. Okay, so that was my 2 cents. Let me tell you what they're saying. The food marketers say planning is very crucial when producing content, and it's this consistency that will build more support from your audience and get you recognized by brands. Very true. Planning is essential, because if you decide that you're going to be somebody who posts once a day, twice a day, once a week, whatever it is, you need to actually create the content to make those posts, right? So you've got a plan so that you can be consistent. Okay. Consistency can be determined by auditing your best post times, which yield the best engagement, then schedule your content around those times. Okay. So this basically is, for those who don't know, that you can, let's talk about Instagram for a second. You can obviously make your Instagram page a business page, or you can now make it an influencer page, so that you can gather the stats and you can actually see when people are engaging with your content, what type of content is doing better than other content. So that's a tool that you can use, and then you can plan accordingly so that you're consistent with the times that people are actually online. Also, it's helpful to know your demographic that way. So all that information will help you in your road to becoming more consistent. Brands want someone who posts regularly for numerous reasons, but most importantly, to see how your posts perform. This also helps brands to see how the influencer is keeping up with new trends, social media trends, for examples, Reels or TikToks. So basically what they're saying is that they want to see that you're not only consistent, but you're also up to date with what's new. Because like I said before, when I was explaining what the term influencer means, it's somebody who is somewhat of a trendsetter. So if the new reels come out and it's something that people don't really know about, but it's gaining interest, you using the reels shows the marketing people or the brands that actually you're researching and you're bettering yourself and you're upskilling yourself, so you have a lot to offer. Right, then the final one is relevance. Okay, so this is a tricky one, because I guess everyone is relevant in their own space, right? But when we talk about let me just read what the advice is, and then you'll probably understand. Okay, stop posting the same content image over and over again on the same platform. Basically, what it comes across is laziness, and it gives the impression that you have run out of ideas, and you need to be offering people fresh content and ideas so that they stay engaged with your content. Basically, it's to say that in order to stay relevant, you need to stay current and posting. So these all sort of tie into each other, you can tell. Isn't it irritating though when you follow somebody and you see them posting the exact same picture over and over again. You're just like, oh, okay, so no new content. I think it's interesting that they said here that it comes across as lazy, and it gives the impression that you have run out of ideas. You have to want to actually create content. You can't just create one piece of content and then sit back and be like, okay, I'm just gonna post this over and over again and wait until people and until brands go, oh, okay, yeah, we really love that thing, whatever it is. I mean, it's just unrealistic to think that that's going to happen. So it's really, really important for you to stay relevant. So relevance means staying in season. Look out for what's in season, what's new in the stores that people are going to be coming across often. Are pineapples in season? Oh, let me come up with stuff for pineapples, because absolutely, it's maybe been an entire cycle of seasons. So 4 seasons since you last cooked with pineapple. Absolutely, I've made pineapple upside down cake before, but have I made it in a bundt tin before? No, I haven't. Have I made it, as individual? No, I haven't. So you can always reinvent your current content, but the point is to keep creating new content. Don't become so comfortable and so relaxed and so lazy that you're just regurgitating the same content over and over again, because your followers are going to coin on, is that a thing? Cotton on, oh no, that's a shop. Are going to, you know what I mean, they're going to notice that you're not offering anything new, and they're going to move on to the next person. The whole point is to reinvent or reconfigure whatever you're making. So yes, you can fry eggs every single day, but you can do it, you can photograph it and present it differently every single day. It's all in an effort to make new content. So you have to want to actually create content. All this information from today is actually how to get started and how to get your page ready for the next step, and that step is to get noticed. Okay, does that make sense? So we're starting with the first step, which is how to get your pages ready to be noticed by brands in order to generate income as an influencer. Basically, the gist of everything of all of this, you can go back and have a listen again. So what the marketing people are saying is that you have to have a love for food, create content that is authentic to you. You have to create content that is of a high quality, to make sure that you are consistent, and you have to make sure that you are relevant and giving people content that they love. Having said that, I hope that this has helped you. Like I said, I also have approached food brands, big food brands, for their opinions on how you can get noticed in your content. So what does it take to be noticed by a food brand? What do you have to do for your page to be noticed by food brands? I hope that you enjoyed our chat today. I must say, I love the industry that I'm in. I think that it gives me a lot of freedom of expression. I get to work with food every day. I get to share my food every day. And if you follow me, please follow me. I didn't even say follow me on my social media pages, or my handles are in the description box below. So have a look. And I'm not saying that my Instagram or my Facebook or my anything is the best out there, but I love it, and it speaks to who I am. It portrays the type of food that I love, the type of content that I love, which is simple food. That's always been what I've been about. It's always been about, sharing my simple recipes with people, giving hints and tips on how to perfect certain things that may seem really daunting, and just sharing knowledge. And that's what my brand is about, and that's what I try to portray in my pages. So yeah, follow me, let me know what you like, let me know what you think of my content. And if you are a food influencer or content creator, comment below with your advice. Yeah, let's share advice and let's help each other grow, because the food industry, the more the merrier. I always say, the more the merrier. The more foodie people, the more interested people are, the more we get to talk about food. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful. Make sure that you give this a big thumbs up. Make sure you let me know if you want me to do a video on tips on food styling and photography. And also the follow-up on this video is definitely going to be how to get noticed, how to get your food or your brand noticed by big food brands in order to collaborate. Yes, and make money, because yeah, We like money, hey? Thanks, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Until next time, this has been Zola's Feasts. I can't wait to feast with you. Cheers.